Hi everyone, thank you for joining us today for the Solar Prize Round 3 submission webinar. We are going to get started in a few moments, but we'd like to give people time to get logged into the webinar. So if you would just sit tight for the next 2 or 3 minutes, we will begin momentarily. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Round 3 American-Made Challenges Solar Prize webinar. Today, we're going to be talking about some tips and tricks for your next submission for Round 3. We're going to be going through a few different items, including some discussions with our power connectors within our network. And to kick things off, we will get started with our Solar Prize overview video.
The $16 billion solar industry has created hundreds of thousands of jobs, but things are just getting started. To support a new generation of American solar innovators and entrepreneurs, the Department of Energy created a $3 million prize competition. The American-made Solar Prize is helping transform great ideas into technology solutions that are ready for market.
The Solar Prize is wide open as far as opportunity to propose your best and brightest idea.
Through a series of contests, competitors win progressively larger and larger cash prizes to advance their ideas.
One of the really fantastic parts about the Solar Prize competition is it's a prize, and the ability to get the money without all the complicated overhead and administration means that we were able to put it to use immediately.
Each step of the way, competitors will also receive expertise, technical support, and guidance from national laboratories, energy incubators, and industry partners.
The network is there to help teams fill in gaps. So if a team doesn't necessarily have access to a prototyping facility, we are there for them. And if they don't have access to maybe find the right connections they need for testing or business plan development, we have people that will help them with that as well.
The partnerships we've developed as a result of the American-Made Solar Challenge have been tremendous. They have helped us write and rewrite our business plan, our patents filings, our CAD specifications. The partnership in this community has really been tremendous, and our partners have dramatically accelerated and de-risked our business plan.
By supporting these entrepreneurs, the American-Made Solar Prize advances solar innovation and empowers the leaders shaping our energy future.
Yeah, we're all trying to work for the same future, right?
We are, and it's inspiring to be around like a lot of completely different areas with all the unifying aspect of clean energy, renewable energy, but completely different approaches at different aspects of the problem, and that gives us energy.
Visit AmericanMadeChallenges.org to learn more.
Okay, so back to me here. I don't think I introduced myself at the beginning of the presentation. So my name is Denise Barber, and I manage the American-Made Network here at the National Renewable Energy Laboratory. I also have my colleagues, some other individuals from the prize team in the room as well. We have Sarah Gomash, who's our prize lead. We have Jackie Petrie, who's NREL Communications. And we also have Emily Evans, who manages our power connector relationships as well as event planning. We also have on the line all 5 of our power connectors that reside within our network. We'll get to them a little bit later, but we will be hearing from them later on in the presentation. So to review what we're going to talk about today, I will give a short overview of the Solar Prize competition. We'll talk about some important dates and information that you'll need to know about round 3. We'll talk about exactly what you need to submit for the Ready contest, and like I said, some tips and tricks on how to make your submission shine. And then towards the end of the presentation, we will be doing a section with our power connectors, and we'll be conducting a poll to see how we can help connect them with you and what needs you might have at this Ready stage. And then we'll conclude the webinar with a question and answer session. So just to give a little overview of the round 3, the mission of the Solar Prize is to energize American ingenuity in solar innovation and manufacturing. What we really want to do is empower innovators with knowledge, resources, and access to rapidly transform ideas into prototypes. We set up entrepreneurs on a network-powered pathway of disruptive innovation so that ideas can become real products in months and not years. So what is the Solar Prize? It is a $3 million prize competition that's funded by the Department of Energy, whereas NREL works as the prize administrator. The competition is set up of 3 phases. So we have a Ready contest, a Set contest, and a Go contest. We also have, what I've mentioned before, a network of support organizations that help all these competitors throughout the different phases of the contest. The prize consists, like I said, of 3 different phases. Each phase is 90 days long. The first phase, which is what we are in right now, is the Ready contest, and this is where you're making a plan to innovate. At the end of this contest, we'll choose up to 20 winners that will all receive $50,000 each, and then they'll move on to the next phase of the contest, which is the Set contest. Here you're creating a proof of concept, and we'll have up to 10 winners. This time they receive $100K each, and then they'll also receive $75,000 in vouchers that can be used within our network and across the 17 national laboratories. Then the final contest is the go portion, and this is where you're building a prototype and finding a pilot partner. At the end of the go competition, we select 2 winners, $50,000 each, and then another $75,000 in vouchers to be used within our network. So who can compete? Really, it's anybody with a big idea in solar. So any individual, any scientist, any student, any faculty member, entrepreneurs, we encourage anyone with a big idea that wants and has a desire to transform ideas into impactful new solutions. So a few important dates that you're going to need to know. One is right now. We are in the Ready Phase contest. It has begun. You are competing now. So we really want you to sign up to be a part of the challenge. We'll give our website information a little bit later in the presentation. But we want you to learn about the network and the connectors and see what types of services are out there and what they can do to help you. We'll also talk with our power connectors a little bit later, kind of to help identify some of those needs as well. And then the deadline, the final submission deadline, is December 10th. Perfect, at 2 p.m. Eastern. So this is the last day to complete a submission for the Ready contest and qualify to participate in the Set and then the Go contest. So again, I just want to highlight that Ready is open now, and our deadline for submissions is December 10th, 2 p.m. So what do you need to know about the Ready contest? Let's dive into some of the specifics. The goal of the Ready contest is to transform an important problem from a conceptual solution to a plan for building a proof of concept. In your submission package, we're going to talk about the rules first. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead of myself. So this is the official American-made Solar Prize rules. You can see here where they are listed on our website. We really encourage you to get to know this document inside and out. It's extremely important that you understand what it is that we're requiring of you and what our needs are on our end so that things get completed successfully. So we encourage you, again, go check out the rules, read it, forward to backward, backward, forward, and get to know this document really well. So here we go. So what is it that you need to submit by December 10th? We require a 90-second video. This doesn't have to be a professional video at this time. You can use your cell phone. This video will be public. We note here the items that will be posted on our website so that you know. We also require a cover page. It's just going to be a summary page of your content. And then you're going to answer 4 questions. The questions are going to be, what is the problem that you're trying to solve? What is the solution that you're suggesting? Who is your team? What does your team look like? And your plan for making this happen. And that all needs to be done in 2,500 words or less. The 4th item that we're asking you to submit is a technical assistance request, and this is used during our voucher process. So if you go on to win the Ready contest, in the Set contest is where you remember that $75,000 that you could win in voucher money to participate with our network members and our 17 national laboratories. This technical assistance request helps us define what your needs are and what specifically you're looking for so that we can connect you with the right organizations. And then you're going to submit a summary PowerPoint slide, which will also be public. And then the last item is an optional item at this point, but any letters of commitment or support that you have from organizations, companies that are helping you, mentoring you, they're going to help your submission along. Again, it's not required at this point. It does become required later on in the different, the Set contest and the Go contest. But right now, if you do have them, please submit them. This is taking a look at our HeroX platform, which is what we use to take in all of our applications, and then also what we use for you to get involved with the community. As you can see here, we have a page, a specific section for updates, where we'll post various informational items that you'll need to know. Then there's a forum where you can go in and the community, you as the community of Round 3 participants and competitors, can talk to each other, ask questions. And then we post other important information. There's a clock counting down. Obviously, this was an old slide because you no longer have 43 days. You have, let's see, almost a week, right?
Less than a week.
Less than a week, yeah. So anyway, just wanted to give you guys a look at what the HeroX site looks like and encourage you to go in and join the community. So I mentioned the American-Made Network. The network is made up of 132 network partners from 31 states across the country. And as I mentioned, all 17 national laboratories are included in this network. And then you can see our power connectors are highlighted in blue dots across the country. These power connectors are special in that they are contracted with NREL to help you, to help our competitors, to provide events. They host demo days, different things that we have asked them to do and that they are willing to do for our competitors. Those 5 power connectors, who I mentioned we do have on the line, we're going to be hearing from them momentarily. They are Elemental Accelerator, located in California, Greentown Labs, that's located in Massachusetts, Powerhouse, which is also located in California, Nation of Makers, which is located in the DC area, and then Carnegie Mellon University, Wilton E. Scott Institute for Energy Innovation, which is located in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I think I got all that right? Okay. So launching into our next section, I'm going to hand things over to my colleague, Emily Evans, who's going to talk a bit about how to make your ready submission shine.
Thank you, Denise. Well, we are so excited to see all of your amazing round 3 submissions, and we'd like to offer you all some helpful tips, tricks, and things to think about as you're polishing your applications ahead of December 10th. So I know that we've said this, I think, about 16 times, but our first tip and trick is to just be aware of the deadline. The deadline is December 10th at 2 p.m., and that really, truly does impact some people every single round because it's not 11:59, it's midday on December. Keep that in mind and consider signing up, getting your application in a day or two early. Just make sure that you don't have any technical problems, technical difficulties. We're absolutely here, but that is an extremely firm deadline. And we have had to tell people, I'm very sorry, but you'll have to join us in future rounds, and we don't want that to be you. So that's the... and just so you guys know, that is 2 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah. Thank you, Jackie. So if you're on Pacific or Mountain, just make sure you account for that you are not submitting at 2 p.m. Pacific time. Thank you. Absolutely. And so now we'd like to transition to a quick HeroX demo so that you can see exactly how to sign up and at least get started on your application. I would suggest that you start from the AmericanMadeChallenges.org website. You can see it here on your screen. You can also Google American Made Challenges HeroX. That will take you straight to the site, but we'll go ahead and start here. You go to Solar Prize Round 3. You will also see the Solar Prize Round 2 and Round 1 listed, but you're looking for Round 3. Say join the challenge. This then takes you directly to our HeroX site. And, hold on for just one moment. Log out of your administration profile, very important first step. Sign in, and then you click on the button down here for new user. Type in your name, email. That is a fake email. Please don't email us there. I won't check it. Create a password. Select email me with updates from HeroX. I would definitely suggest you doing that. We send out updates, resources, notifications all the time. Make sure that you're receiving those. Agree to the terms of use and register. And have a valid email address. There you go. Great. So then they will email you with a confirmation, hopefully quickly. Well, we won't wait up for it. But that's the first step for signing up for your account. What that does is that allows you to start filling out your basic information, talk about, fill out who's on your team, and get your submission going. Apologies, I lost my spot. Let's see here. Great. And if you have any questions, technical difficulties, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We are absolutely here to help you. You can reach out to us on the form. You can email us at solar.prize@nrel.gov. We are here for you. Absolutely get in there, register as a competitor early, and consider getting your application in as soon as possible. Next, we wanted to offer some tips on your video submission. Your video submission is a lot like your handshake, and it's a first impression, and it's often the first thing that reviewers look at. So it's really important that you get your message across well and ensure that your content is clear and concise. So we wanted to offer you some suggestions and things to look at because we know how stressful it can be when you're trying to take a video of yourself and get your point across, introduce yourself, get your point, talk about your idea and your innovation all in 90 seconds. It can be a lot. So the first thing that we would like you to do is to know what you're going to say ahead of time. You know your idea, you're passionate about it. Just go say it. Don't worry about making a full script. I personally like to use bullet points whenever I'm talking, make sure that I hit the key topics in the right order, and practice. Record yourself, watch it. I know it can be painful, but it really does help. Ask your friends and family to watch it. Pitch it to your dog in the mirror. It really does help. Location, it says in the rules, don't worry too much about production values. We really care about content. Use what's at your disposal. You can be in just a room, your workshop, your community space, your office, your desk. Don't stress about it. Just be where you are. And then finally, equipment. You don't need anything fancy. Your camera on your phone is perfectly adequate. Just go into video mode, flip it into the front-facing camera, and tell us about your idea. Lights, you can use lamp, office lights, or even purchase a cheap lighting kit, but really you probably don't even need to go that far. And your microphone on your phone is perfectly acceptable. And then finally, keep it short, keep it sweet. Make it simple, have fun. If you're not comfortable in front of the camera, use your friends, family, or animation. Be creative. And keep in presentation mode. My mouse disappears sometimes.
And just to reiterate, make sure you guys are staying to that 90-second rule.
Yeah.
So as you're coming up with some of those talking points, just make sure, like Emily said, you're keeping it short and sweet to the point so that you don't risk going over that 90-second limit.
Thank you, Jackie. Next, we really want you to be aware of what our expert reviewers are looking for. Your application will be reviewed by several expert reviewers in addition to DOE. And it's really, really important that you're speaking directly to what the criteria is pointing to. So my very first piece of advice here would be to read the rules, look at the criteria. We have a screenshot on the right-hand side of the screen. The judges, expert reviewers, score each statement on a 1 to 6 scale. And if it were me, I'd make sure that I am talking directly to these points. I would not make the expert reviewers hunt for the information. I'd make sure it's really clear, upfront, and easily accessible. This is an American manufacturing challenge. So Make sure that you are highlighting how your idea and innovation supports American manufacturing. How does it tie to American made? And think creatively. If you're not producing a manufactured product, maybe your idea is software related, think about how it relates and how you can tie it back. Tell us why your idea is innovative. Explain why your idea is new, better, or generally more innovative than others that are currently out there. And again, make that loud and clear. Make it really easy for us to select your application. And then finally, use your network. Reach out to your own personal professional network, friends, colleagues, teachers, anyone who might be able to provide you with feedback and review. If you need a new resource that's not within your current network, reach out to us. We have the American Made Network, connectors that are there to support you, or a power connector, which we'll get more into in just a moment. I know many of you have submitted applications previously to round 1 and round 2, and we make elements of all of those applications public so that you can go through and look at what teams have done in the past, look at the winners, look at the people who maybe didn't make the cut, watch their submission videos, get ideas. I would personally suggest that you go back and look at our round 1 winners video submissions. Check out phase 3 photovoltaic, solar inventions. Look what they did in the Ready contest of round 1. We'll go ahead and show you how to navigate there as well. Please bear with me. There we go. All right, so this is the HeroX page of the American Made Challenges. I would suggest that you go into either round 1, you can see Ready, Set, Go, or round 2. We'll go into round 1. And then from here, click on Entries. And you can see all of the previous entries that were submitted by teams. We'll just go into one over here. So you're able to watch their video, check out their technical assistance, their summary slide, and it's just a place to get ideas, be inspired, get some confidence, and you're going to do great. Okay, great. And as we talked about, we know many of you have already submitted to the Solar Prize. Maybe you were successful, maybe you weren't. I would take that and I would resubmit an application using the information that you've already gotten from previously submitting in rounds 1 and rounds 2. You almost have a step up. If you submitted to round 1 or round 2 and you weren't successful, you've already been through it. You know what the application looks like. You already have the information. You have some judges or some expert reviewer comments back. And I know that we get a lot of questions about the comments from the expert reviewers, and I realize that they can be frustrating at times. If an expert reviewer maybe missed the mark or didn't totally understand something, I would take even that feedback and then incorporate it into your round 3 submission. Look at maybe where you can clarify, make things more concise, make things more clear. That will really help you. Again, reach out to your network for suggestions, reach out to us, reach out to Power Connectors. We are here to help you. Again, reach out to your network. I know I'm repeating a lot of different points, but it's all very true. Get help. HeroX form. We moderate the HeroX form, and a lot of times people use that to ask logistical questions and clarify rules and all sorts of things, which is great. But an underutilized aspect of the form is that you can post there for help from the community. If you're struggling with a concept or need a resource or have a question or that you're trying to solve a problem, you can absolutely post there and people will respond and help you. I've seen it. I've seen people who had an amazing idea but maybe weren't a U.S. citizen. They've And they posted a call to action there, and they were able to find team members and link up with people, and some really cool things happened. So I think that's really an underutilized resource, and I would encourage you to get engaged there. You can also reach out to us at solar.prize@nrel.gov. We can definitely help you with logistical questions, connect you with power connectors, provide resources. And then, of course, our wonderful power connectors who are here on the phone. I will go ahead and let them introduce themselves, talk a little bit about who they are and how they can help you. And then on the next slide, we will talk more about getting you connected with them right now. So let's start with Nation of Makers. Tim, are you on the line? Maybe you're muted.
There we go. Hi, Tim Bailey and Laurel Cummings here from Nation of Makers. We are an industry group for maker spaces, which is, if you can imagine, a co-working facility that also might have a shop next door. So woodworking, metalworking, soldering and electronics, coding, all of the things that go into making a prototype. So Nation of Makers really flourishes in the space of advanced rapid prototyping and getting an idea from paper into something. So that may not be a production ready prototype, but it's certainly something where you can start to develop and figure out what it's going to take to make your product a reality, and then move into some more advanced design for manufacturing and lightweight manufacturing and advanced manufacturing capabilities. So we have a lot of those resources spread out across the US. There are thousands of maker spaces out there that not only have tools, but also people with capabilities to help out. So we can help you find that initial entry point into industry and capability for making sure that you can actually get your idea created. And then we can move on from there and support you in going out to other folks around the connector network and finding that next level of support that you need for manufacturing or business development or something like that. But our main focus is finding those individual local maker spaces so that competitors can really get their hands into what it's going to take to make their innovation come to life.
Thank you very much, Tim. Carnegie Mellon University, Anna?
Good afternoon. My name is Anna Siefken, and I'm the Executive Director at the Wilton E. Scott Institute for Energy Innovation at Carnegie Mellon University. We're located in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and we're an R1 research university that's known universally for robotics, autonomous vehicles, computer science, but also energy. So as a power connector in the Solar Prize, we've had the opportunity to work with NREL, DOE, and a number of competitors since the inception of the competition. So our areas of support for teams fall under some broad categories. Technical expertise, we have about 150 faculty that are working on anything from high performance renewables to batteries and fuel cells, energy storage, grid technologies. We look at business reviews, your business case, and help with pitch coaching. In fact, we have a mentor in residence who's an excellent resource for feedback on your business model with regards to customer discovery, market size, and competitive landscape. And we also look at supporting pitch, like practice pitching, including events that we do on campus. Just yesterday, we hosted 8 startups on campus and brought in investors from around the country to review their pitches. We have an event that comes up in March where we'll also be doing a lot of networking and support for teams. And then finally, we have network connections. So we work closely with a diverse set of stakeholders in the energy space between the national labs, government, investors, and other companies so that we can help you get your breakthrough technology into the clean energy space. So happy to be connected with any of you to provide support. And I didn't mention that we also have additive manufacturing specialty in both metals and plastics, and we can do work at nanoscale in our nanotech laboratory as well. Happy to help.
Thank you so much, Anna. Rye with Powerhouse, you're up next.
Hi everyone, I'm Rye with Powerhouse. We're based in Oakland and we help to connect clean energy and mobility startups as well as Solar Prize teams to a large network of energy and mobility companies, utilities, and investors. So we're really here to connect you to your first pilot project, to a major company contract, or where applicable, even direct investment. We do have an extensive network of both large corporate partners and investors. We also make our own direct investments in software-focused startups through our own venture fund, Powerhouse Ventures. So increasingly, we're working with teams to really connecting them to the partners they need, but also to the technical experts that they might need. While we are primarily software focused, we do have a network that extends everywhere from software to a very technical hardware side, and are happy to sort of work with you and make introductions to the proper folks in your area of expertise and specialty. We also have a pretty extensive community here in the Bay Area where we host podcasts, networking events, really ways to tap into the clean energy community. So if you are based in the Bay Area, we do encourage you to come and join us for that. And we provide special opportunities for Solar Prize teams as well. And we continue to sort of work with pitches and business models and sort of more personalized feedback as well. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Rye. Next on the list is Elemental Accelerator. They are unable to join us, unfortunately, today, but they are a clean tech accelerator located in Honolulu, as well as Palo Alto, California. They specialize in business plan development, pitch coaching, customer discovery. They're absolutely wonderful and are also available to you. Faith at Greentown, do you want to go next?
Sure. Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name's Faith Kelmhofer. I'm from Greentown Labs, the largest clean tech incubator in North America. So Greentown, we focus on hardware clean tech startups that are working to do more with less. Our sweet spot is kind of, in between seed funding and either a Series A or your first customer pilot program like that. But our main focus is hardware clean tech. And we are located in Somerville, Massachusetts, so about like a couple miles outside of Boston. And then as a power connector, so Greentown is we are really focused on connections. So whether it's like for testing or manufacturers, we have a lot of local in Massachusetts manufacturer connections that we can definitely help people out with. Also, just any mentors in the clean tech or Boston, New England ecosystem, we are also happy to connect teams with. And then anything biz dev related, so like going to market strategy, customer discovery, business plans, pitch practice, things like that.
Thank you so much, Faith. Really appreciate that overview. I would also like to mention that all these amazing power connectors are free to Solar Prize teams. They are an incredible free resource that you can take advantage of today and throughout the competition. If you're selected, we definitely don't have you come into the competition and then provide you with no resources. We are here to support you as much as possible. So please do connect with them and reach out to our power connectors, which brings us to our next slide. I have superheroes up because I feel like our superhero or power connectors are the superheroes of the Solar Prize, and we would like to help you make those connections with our power connectors today. So we're going to put up a quick poll. It's one question. If you'd like to be connected with a power connector, hit yes, please. If it's not right for you right now, feel free to say no thanks. We will take this information and then match you with a power connector. You're welcome to work with any. You don't have to work with the one that we connect you with. It's just a jumping off point. They are available to provide application review. They can read through your technical proposals, provide you with suggestions, help you integrate these tips and tricks, review your video, provide feedback. I would absolutely encourage you to take advantage of them. So we'll give you probably about 30 seconds here to click yes or no, and then we will move on. Again, absolutely free resource, help boost your chances of having a successful READY application and begin to build those relationships for the Set and Go competition. And if you're already connected with a power connector, as we are sure some of you are, you can just go ahead and not vote in the poll. That way we don't connect you with somebody if you're already connected. But if you do want to maybe explore some of the other power connectors, then feel free to vote yes, please, and we can put you in touch with some new contacts. All right, we'll give you another about 10 seconds here, and then we'll close the poll. If for some reason you stepped away and grabbed a cup of coffee, or you're watching the recording of this after the fact, feel free to reach out to solar.prize@nrel.gov, and we will get you connected all the same. Thank you. And with that, I will hand it back over to Denise.
All right, thanks, Emily. So again, we want to reiterate that the READY contest has started and you are performing now. So as part of this application process, you are kicking things off. And again, that deadline for your application submission is December 10th. It's next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. We encourage you to go visit our website and learn more and apply to Round 3 Solar Prize. And to give you a little incentive, we have a video of our Round 1 winners, Phase 3, one of our Round 1 winners, Phase 3 photovoltaics.
We all came out of the solar industry on the manufacturing side, and so we're pretty familiar with how a module's made and how modules are installed, but we weren't the best at being able to bring that into a pitch and bring it into something that's easily communicated to people that aren't in that space.
Well, I'd say that the SET event was probably the best thing for us, because it was the first time that everybody came together, that we got to see all 20 of the projects, and there was a really good energy around it.
And so this prize, through all of its different checkpoints and requirements, really enabled us to be able to sell this business to others, and it's been an effective tool with our customers and clients. So we appreciate that opportunity.
So with that, this concludes the webinar portion of our presentation today. We do want to encourage you to submit questions. Jackie, they can do that through, I believe we already have a few coming in, but through the question box on the GoToWebinar. We'll do our best to answer those as they come in here. And then we also encourage you to email us at solar.prize@nrel.gov if down the road you have additional questions and thoughts come to your mind. As Emily has stated, we are here to help, and we do monitor that email box. So I'll hand things over to Jackie at NREL Communications, and we can launch into our question and answer session.
Great, thanks, Denise. This is Jackie Petrie at NREL. We, like Denise said, encourage you to submit any questions you may have to the question box. In the last 15 minutes of the webinar, we'll do our best to get to as many questions as possible, but feel free to submit any questions and we will try to get them answered, and we apologize if we run out of time to answer all these questions. You can always submit them to that solar.prize@nrel.gov account.
And actually, we got one question that I think we would want to answer right off the bat, and that is, in HeroX, which solar prize should you click on when you go in there? I see that there is solar prize 1, 2, and 3.
So most definitely, we are in round 3 of the Solar Prize Challenge. Round 1 has already completed all 3 phases, ready, set, and go. And in round 2, we're currently just completed our ready, and we're entering into our set stage. So this is the beginning of round 3. You are competing now in the ready contest for round 3. So definitely in the HeroX portion, be sure you're clicking on the correct round and joining the correct forum and community.
And another question we get a lot is, do you have to compete in previous rounds to compete in this round? And the answer is no. Each round is a standalone competition of ready, set, and go, and you can participate in current rounds regardless of previous participation. If you participated or not, you can always reapply to ready.
All right, so we have some questions about submissions specifically. We have a question about, can I submit without being part of a team?
Absolutely. The answer to that question is yes. We take individual entities, team entities, organizations. If you work for a company and you decide to bring a team together, kind of any and all of the above, but most definitely individual applications are accepted. The note there is that you do need to be a U.S. citizen. It is the American-made challenges, and the individual that is submitting the application, even if you're submitting for a team, you need to be a U.S. citizen.
So for the question portion of the submission, we noted that there's a 2,500 word limit. Do references or footnotes or captions on images or graphics, do those count towards the word limit?
The answer to that question is no. We're going to give you that 2,500 word limit for your application. Any references, resources will be additional and will not count towards that 2,500 line count, word count.
And how many pages need to be submitted for the summary PowerPoint, or how many slides, I guess?
Just one summary slide for that portion. It's just a quick summary of your problem, your solution, your team, and your plan. Just one page, please.
Great.
Those summary slides are publicly available, so you could look at some previous round slides if you're stuck on what to put on that page.
So as far as the team is concerned, are there any requirements other than being a U.S. citizen in terms of building your team?
I don't believe so. We've been asked, go for it, Sarah.
You can look in the official rules. Obviously, a member of the prize team here at NREL cannot be a part of your team. DOE employees cannot be a part of your team. But other than that, it's open. There is a section in the rules that says who can compete if you have a very specific question or want to make sure that someone can or can't be included.
Perfect. Thank you, Sarah.
So also related to teams, can a team participate if maybe one of their members is not a U.S. citizen or from another country? What are the rules around that?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, go and check out the rules for the details. But yes, team members, we encourage foreign nationals to participate. It's just that the the key to submitting the application is that one individual submitting the application needs to be a U.S. citizen. But we encourage you to work together in teams, spread out across the world. These are all world problems and world issues, so we definitely encourage that collaboration.
Yeah, and if you have any questions on that, it's essentially, is the person receiving the prize winnings able to fill out a W-9 form?
Yep.
So you have to have either that business EIN or a social security number.
Thank you, Emily.
So what if the video is longer than 90 seconds?
The expert reviewers are instructed to only watch the first 90 seconds of your video. So if your video is significantly longer than 90 seconds, they probably won't watch the end. If you're at like 91 or 92 seconds, it's not a hard cutoff, but just note that, and that same goes for the 2,500 words in your write-up. If you go significantly beyond that, the expert reviewers are instructed to just kind of stop at those cutoffs.
And is there a preferred video format? I don't believe so. I think we've seen a lot of people uploading them to YouTube, and then I believe there's a way to embed it in the submission. I would just encourage you to reference the rules again, and if you're having an issue, that's also why we encourage everyone to upload their submission early, so you can make sure that if you run into any issues, you have plenty of time to get it resolved. And again, reach out to us if you're having issues with stuff like that.
Typically, people put their video up on YouTube or another site, and that's what embeds into that application. Please make sure that your video is publicly available. If you have it private, so only you can see it, we can't see it, and therefore can't watch and review it.
Okay, so we had a question that they wanted to explain how to get to the previous winners' videos on HeroX. Can we maybe do another quick walkthrough of that? And I think there is a quick, well, couple steps, but the quickest way to find the winners' videos. So if you go to HeroX, I think everyone can see this. If you go to HeroX and go to Solar Prize Round 1, if you're looking for the Round 1 winners videos, on this community homepage, this is where it will automatically populate. Up at the top, you'll see winners, Phase 3 photovoltaics, and solar inventions. If you click on their profile and then go to the team captain, you'll see all of the entries that they submitted for different rounds. So Phase 3 looks like they had 2 initial entries to the Ready contest. But if you just go into each of these entries, it'll show you, so this is for either their set or go submission, because it's, you can see the video is 120 seconds instead of 90 seconds. But this is a good way to compare, you know, where were they in the Ready contest? What did their initial submission video look like? What did their technical assistance request look like? What did their submission summary slide look like? And it just gives you an idea of how those winners started and how much progress they made throughout the competition. So hopefully that's helpful. And like I said, it might require a couple clicks to get there, but we would definitely recommend you utilize that resource.
You can also find them on the AmericanMadeChallenges.org site. If you click on any of those prizes, I think that was one of the pages Emily took you to. If you click at the bottom on Solar Prize or Solar Prize Round 2, it'll come up and it'll show you the winners of every phase of that contest, and you can just click on those entry titles, and that will take you to the HeroX submission as well, as Emily is demonstrating.
All right. So another question we got is regarding
privacy and protection of information. For people who have, patents or sensitive information, with these slides and information being made publicly available and available to our expert reviewers, how do we handle that and make sure that it's kept confidential?
Sure. So first off is the video and the summary slide will be publicly available. So if there's something that you don't want the public to see, don't put it there. The second piece is our expert reviewers are asked to sign an NDA. Keep in mind that the technical narrative for that 2,500 word document will only be seen by the reviewers and DOE. That will not be publicly available. So you could put more details in there. And honestly, I would say if you're really, really concerned about something, don't include it. Be vague about it. You can kind of take some of the specifics out, but that's it. So yeah, the judges or the reviewers sign an NDA and a conflict of interest form. But if you're really, really concerned about it, don't share it. But I will say that kind of as you progress through the prize, at each phase, I think the reviewers will be asking kind of more questions and will want to see that progress. So hopefully kind of at some point kind of down the road, you will be willing to share more.
How important is it for teams to work with power connectors at an early stage, and is it a requirement? It's absolutely not a requirement. These are free resources to you that we absolutely encourage you to make use of. But you don't need to use a power connector. There's no requirement in the rules. I think it's useful to help establish those relationships early on, but maybe you don't feel like you're at a place where you'd really benefit, and that's fine. You can connect with them later in the competition, future rounds. They're definitely going to be there for you. And what about teams who want to be connected with a power connector but aren't physically located near a power connector? How can they still work together? So absolutely, we know that we have teams from across the country, and we can't have power connectors in all 50 states. Our power connectors are very well versed in hosting digital sessions, either by Skype or conference lines. They're definitely still there for you. Does the product have to be produced in the United States? Is that a requirement? I don't think it's listed in the rules that it has to actually be manufactured in the United States. Certainly, I think that's the intention and the spirit of the prize, but it's not in the rules.
And I would say, I think we've seen examples of maybe a product is currently not being produced in the United States and the submission is to bring it here, or they make the case that a piece not produced in the United States but imported here and integrated into something else then kind of benefits the solar industry in the U.S. So I think it's definitely not an exclusion, but try to make that connection on how it has a domestic impact.
Great. So for the READY contest, is a concept enough, or is a prototype needed at this stage?
A concept is great. At the READY stage, we're looking for your idea. And I think one of the great things about the Solar Prize is that it's a very broad call. So it can be an idea that you're just kind of tinkering around in your head, or it could be an idea that you have a prototype for, but definitely not required at the READY stage.
And I would encourage you, if you're kind of on the fence of if I should submit or not, I would go ahead and submit it. I mean, what do you have to lose? It definitely is a bit of work, and we're aware of that, but maybe you have a really good idea and you hit the mark, and we can worry about resources and connecting you with finding skills that you need later on in the competition. So if you're on the fence, submit. Great, and we are just about out of time, and I know we have a lot of questions we didn't get to, unfortunately. I just have one more that I want to ask.
Actually, Jackie, I was going to jump in. Maybe we could post the answers to some of the questions in the forum on HeroX that weren't answered on the phone here today.
Yeah, that's great. All right, well then, I guess if you have more specific questions, again, reach out to us at solar.prize@nrel.gov.
We can take the remainder of these questions and answer them to the best of our ability, but always feel free to reach out to us. And Emily, do you want to remind everyone once again how we're going to be connecting participants
Sure.
with power connectors?
If you responded, sorry to cut you off there, Jackie. I was just so excited about Power Connector Connection. If you responded positively that you want to be connected with a power connector, you can expect to see an email from solar.prize@nrel.gov with an introduction to a power connector. We will select those power connectors on your behalf for application reviews, but you're more than welcome to work with other power connectors if you're geographically closer or have a strong preference one way or the other. But we have your emails, and we'll be sending out those connection emails by the end of the week.
And then Jackie, I just wanted to note we will be publishing this video and audio a little bit later today, correct?
Yes, we will absolutely make this recording of this presentation available so you can go back and review any information you missed, or if there's anything you want to send maybe to one of your teammates or somebody you know who might benefit from the presentation today, we will make sure that that gets sent out to everybody. With that, thank you all for joining us today. Good luck with your round 3 submissions. Again, just be super aware of that December 10th deadline at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We definitely encourage you to get your submissions uploaded early if you can. And good luck.
Get out there and submit. Thank you.